The reason I go ahead and make that speech about what I'm going over is because some of y'all are going to start going into stupid mode. You know, the last 2 or 3 weeks of class, y'all start to go into the hives and the convulsions. And I'm just letting you know that I'm not going to be one of those teachers that try to squeeze in everything in 2 weeks. I picked out what was important. I'm going to try to get those sections, and then whatever's left is going to be gravy. Everybody understand?
Yes.
Because I don't want y'all doing the convulsions and Hammy the squirrel with me in here. I don't want that. So we got, I'm just going to draw, I don't like to have the, I don't like to use that. I like to draw it out on the side where I can actually see everything. So now, if any of you have never had a chance of doing things like surveying, this is very elementary, but it is 100% applicable because this is the way that surveyors actually do things. When you can't cross a river, you can actually take the highway, you know, get in your truck, go over here, cross the bridge, come over here, and take a shot on the other side, and you can guesstimate how wide the river is. And that's basically a basic way how surveyors work this stuff, okay? And they put it through the computer. Now, a lot of the basics of trig is not done anymore because everything is done where? In the computer program. You type it into a survey program, into a Hewlett-Packard. You download the Hewlett-Packard into a CAD 13 or better. You take the CAD, you put the points in, it puts the points in, then you start setting up and you start drawing your plat. You draw your plat out, you hand it to the customer or the client. Okay? So, but do you need the basics in order to solve problems and build things? Yes. You need to understand how vectors work. You need to understand how magnitude and angles work. So when you build that first truss for that first bridge, or build that truss for that floor plan in a building, it's not going to fall down and kill thousands of people. Okay?
Yeah, so where's the sign?
I'm going to put this angle C. C is always, the capital letter is always the what? The angle. And the lowercase letter is always the what? The side.
Point O.
Point A is up here. A is right there. They give us 3110 degrees there. They give us B is equal to 347.6. And then they give us angle C is 112.9 degrees. Now, you can actually go ahead, and I know that some of y'all know this. Y'all can take 112.9 and 31.10 and take that away from what? 180, and that will give you angle B. Now, why would you do that? Somebody tell me the reasoning for doing that.
So you can use it.
Exactly. So you can use any of the law of sines. You can use any of them because you have all three angles. So that would be a reasoning for you to do that. Minus 112. Somebody give me that angle. 30. How much?
30.
So angle B is 36 degrees. Now that you have all three angles, it doesn't matter which one you use as long as you include angle B. Side B. Because that's the only side that you're given. So now that I've got this angle, I can say 347.6 over sine of 36 is equal to x over, and somebody pick an angle. No, we already got B. Somebody pick an angle. You want 3110? Sine of 3110. Now, as soon as Miss Valaquette picked 3110, this X turns into a what?
A.
A little a. You see why I'm saying you can take your pick? If you play your cards right on these angles, it's not much thinking. I don't mean to insult your intelligence. The only people that I have a problem with is people that haven't never seen it before. And even to those, you're given everything you need to figure out the problem. And somebody take, that's going to be 347.6 times the sine of 3110, and I'm going to divide by the sine of 36, and somebody give me what A is equal to.
I think it's 209.5.
I'm sorry, what?
I got 305.5 feet.
Okay, I got 209, I got 205.
All right,
305.
305.
305. 305 point what?
5.
Did everybody get that? Ms. Valaquette, what happened?
I did mine a different way.
You're such a disappointment.
Sorry to let you down.
I know.
You can double check my answer though, so I'm confused.
Now, go ahead. What did you do?
Law of signs.
What mode are you?
What did you do, Miss Valaquette?
Aren't we supposed to be in degree? I got
Hard to
305.
explain. Just fine.
Yeah, 5.
Check to see if it's in radians.
I did mine a different way, that's
It was-
all.
Well, tell me how you did it.
Okay, well, I set mine the cosine of,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
or I'm doing it, I didn't solve for A first. I solved for a different one that I use the Pythagorean theorem, so.
You can't. Because this is not what? This is not 90 degrees. Pythagorean theorem is out the door.
Yeah, I did it wrong.
Okay? Now, don't, as old saying goes, don't feel pregnant. A lot of people think that you can use Pythagorean theorem on this. You can't. Why? Somebody tell me why.
It's not 90 degree angle.
Not 90 degrees. Okay? So Pythagoras goes out the door. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. That's not any good with these type problems because you can't use them. Now, we will go back to Pythagoras when we go back to polar coordinates and vectors. But right now, you're learning how to solve one that is not a
Yeah,
right angle.
I realized after I told you.
Okay. All right, so that's how we solve this. This is a test question. This is what you're going to see on the test from the law of sines. Go ahead and look at the next one. Let's see if they give us the next one. Here we go. So write that one down.
That's so much with you in that.
And why is there a line right there? I guess they're showing, okay. I thought that was a line I made. Okay, two stations are on an east-west line. At that point, that means that the east-west line, that's when you draw, and I'm going to highlight that because that is very important, especially for some of y'all that haven't done these before. When you see this, that means you need to draw a what? A grid system. You see an east-west line, that means you need to draw a grid system on the corners. And of course, that line is 110 miles. So your baseline, and that's what that's called, if you were in engineering or surveying or architecture, that's your baseline. Because you're pulling what off your baseline? You're pulling your angles off your baseline. Some of you have been around surveying before, you call it a back shot. I don't know if any of y'all have been around surveying, but that's what it's called. Or a backside. Now, you draw your baseline. So I would do this. This is what I would do. Just the first sentence, I would do this. I would draw a line, and I would take another color, and I would do this. And then I would put 110 right here. That's just this right here. Now, why am I so much into drawing these? Can somebody answer that? Why am I drawing them? Why am I showing you and putting so much emphasis on drawing it? Because what do you do in first level physics? What's it called? 3 words. A free body diagram. Y'all know what that is?
Yeah.
Picture.
Yeah, picture. So you're starting to crawl before you can walk. For some of you that's never had trig or never had, vectors before, this is very important. A forest fire is located on a bearing of northeast 42. So that would be 42. Remember, it's north. It comes off of north, 42 degrees. So that means this bottom angle right here is what? What's this angle? 48. Thank you for your participation.
How do they get 5.6 degrees?
And a bearing of 15 degrees east. Bearing of 15 degrees east. I'm going to take another color. 15 degrees east would be right there. So if that's 15 degrees, what is this angle right here? I'm running out of colors. I don't like to use red. I hate to use red. So what's this angle?
Is that going the right direction?
Did I not? Oh, I'm sorry. I went the wrong direction. Thank you. I suck. Why don't I just quit?
At least you didn't use the Pythagorean.
Yeah. Okay, thank you for catching that. Now everybody's supposed to say, yeah, I thought that was wrong. Why didn't y'all say it? You're waiting to, you thought it was wrong. 15. Okay, so that's 15 degrees. So basically you've got a line up here, and then you've got, in green, line like this, and they're meeting right up there, okay?
Hey, what happened?
Now,
I just have.
let me ask you a question. If this is 15 degrees right here,
The screen just disappeared.
Wait.
Mr. Schubert, you stopped the projection.
I know, I'm trying, people, I'm trying. Just
It's okay.
bear with me.
This number.
I feel like I've let you down.
No.
Hold on.
It doesn't explain anything.
There you
I
go.
said you have. I was like, that's harsh.
What'd you say? What's harsh?
I thought he said that you had let us down, but he didn't. He said he didn't.
I did. I'm a disappointment. Pendleton, I'm a disappointment, aren't I?
No.
Eh. Eh. Oh my gosh, I've started a trend. I forgot to tell y'all this. Did I tell y'all about Under the Dome?
No.
Oh God, I'd like binge watched it in 2 days. I'm like up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know why I did that. But Stephen King, anybody ever heard of it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't watched it.
It's like Stranger Things. You'll watch the whole season like in one night. Anyway, so I decided, well, I've been hearing about, I'm a Star Trek person. I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm Star Trek. And I said, well, I think I'll check out that Star Trek Discovery on CBS Access. I started watching season 1 like Sunday. I've already watched 2 seasons of it. What makes you do that?
I don't know.
Escape from real life.
I guess. And the rain didn't hurt. It rained a little bit at my house too. So I guess that's a little bit. I'm just glad I don't have a drinking problem. I would be in trouble. I'd be like drunk by the time I get to the end of the season. Anyway, at least I'm not like those people that drink like 2 bottles of wine while they're binge watching. I know people like that. All right. What I was saying is this is 15 degrees. Then what's this angle right here? I can't decipher mumble.
105, Hubert.
Thank you. I appreciate your volume and your articulation. That will do you good in the real world.
I feel for my students.
Okay,
I'm
good.
feeling in their ears.
Do not be one of those introverts in a closet. Because bosses don't like that. Supervisors don't like that. All right, so now, somebody tell me what this angle up here is. Well, they've already done it. That's 27 degrees, so you already got that angle. 27 degrees. So heck, this one gives you everything. So I'm going to fill out everything. I'm going to give you side B. I'm going to give you side A. Do I have to? No. But I like to raise the bar. I don't like to be status quo. So I'm going to find A and I'm going to find B. So go to it. I know some of y'all don't like to raise the bar. I know that. But, you know, that's why you wouldn't be able to work at Chick-fil-A. People get me. They don't understand why Chick-fil-A is #1 in fast food. Duh. Why does Target beat Walmart? Duh. Go to Walmart to return something, you might get beat up. Well, the reason I like Target, QT, and Chick-fil-A is because when you go back for customer service, you're not going to get beat up. People there treat you professionally. They all wear uniforms. They're all, you know, just pleasant people. You go to Walmart, you get somebody with attitude, it's going to hit you. I don't care nothing about that. Thus the saying, you get what you what? You get what you pay for. Pendleton, any of y'all worked at Chick-fil-A? Anybody at Oconee worked at Chick-fil-A? Anybody in Easley worked at Chick-fil-A? How much do they pay? Anybody know?
$12 part-time and $13 full-time.
And how much do they pay at McDonald's?
But in Anderson, you get paid $8 for part-time and $9 for full-time.
Is that McDonald's or is that Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A.
Okay, what do you get at McDonald's? Like $2?
$9.45 is like square root 2/2.
Why? Because McDonald's and Walmart, they work a dead horse to death. They don't care what they pay. And you get what you pay for. It's called raising the bar. And they're like, I don't understand why Chick-fil-A is #1. Basic business. You get what you pay for. Now, somebody tell me which angle you want to go for. Well, with side. I'm going to go for A. So I'm going to pick out A. Why? Because it comes in the alphabet first. So I put A right here. So that dictates on the bottom sign of what?
48.
Good job. Is equal to, now which side is given?
C.
Right here. Ding, ding, ding. So C is 110 over, and that dictates sine of 27. Do you see how easy this can be? Mm-hmm. Now, what if you skimp on the drawing? That's not rhetorical. I'm asking y'all to interact with me. It's a lot harder if you skimp. And this is why they are putting this right before vectors. If you don't know how to draw a free body diagram in your first physics course, you might as well switch over to underwater firefighting comp studies or whatever. Okay? Because you're going to fail the second and third physics. Not to mention second and third calc. Because you got to draw in 3D in second and third calc. So, you're going to have to learn to do this or change majors and change your career, change your future, and live in a box down by the river. Or learn how to do it. This is pretty simple. So I'm going to get 110 times the sine of 48 divided by the sine of 27. That's using algebra. And somebody do that math. Tell me what you get for side A.
180 miles, Hubert.
Thank you, sir. That was, golly, you actually articulated in volume. There was no mumbling there. You need to get with the program. Lower the bar. All right, let's do B. I want you to do B. I did A. Did y'all get 180?
I did.
Okay. All right. I like to have two people. Most of y'all will wait until I do it 3 times, and then at the end you'll say, "Oh, that's not what I got." And then of course everybody will say, "What? Yeah, that's not right, man. You stupid." Now, let's do side B. So I heard Midway was pretty good. God, trying to get people to talk. Try like
The movie?
yeah.
What's Midway?
It didn't look good.
Midway.
Huh?
Looked good.
It looks like it'd be a pretty good movie. Say again.
I didn't know what Midway was.
It's a movie based off the war in the battle in World War II, Battle of Midway.
Sounds good.
That's probably not taught in history, is it?
I learned about
There's only certain things that's taught in history in K through 12.
I don't see
Be quiet, Hubert. Huh? No, I just told myself to be quiet and shut up before I say something interrogating or whatever. My daughter, I told y'all my daughter's a history major at Clemson, right?
Yeah.
She called me yesterday and she said, "Daddy, I done made the teacher mad." I said, "Good." She said, "You don't even know what I said." I know exactly. You're a history major. I know exactly what you did. You stated facts, and people don't like that because she was stating family facts. Because our family history runs deep in South Carolina, and we know our family all the way back to the Revolutionary. And she said some things and didn't agree with the teacher, and the teacher got mad at her. I said, "You keep doing it." I said, "I'll give you extra money. I'll give you extra gas money. Just piss him off." Anyway, I'm sorry. I should have said that. You can't change history. And you don't know where you're going if you don't know where you've been. If you don't like history, then don't try to rewrite it. You can't. I don't know why people want to try to rewrite history. Pick out what we like, and what we don't like, we don't talk about. Some people call that ignorant, but I don't know. Nobody's going to jump on that. Okay. Why don't I just talk about computer graphics in movies, and then everybody will start talking, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I figured. Already talked about football. I don't like anything else except golf. I like NASCAR. As long as Kyle Busch gets beat, I'm good. Because he's the greatest of all time. Boy, he's an arrogant ass. He is the most arrogant ass I think I've ever seen in racing. He's not even a blister on Dale Earnhardt or Jimmy. I don't even like Jimmy Johnson or Jeff Gordon. But he don't even rank with Jeff Gordon or Jimmy Johnson. Greatest of all time. Huh.
No one should ever say that about themselves.
I know. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
He's a jerk. I hope y'all don't like, anybody like Kyle Busch?
No.
I don't think
No. Hard choice.
It's Kurt Busch's brother. I like his brother, but his brother's got did have alcohol problems. I don't know if he still got them or not, but his brother had some, he got, what do you call it, famous too quick? All right, so we got B. What does that dictate on the bottom? Sine of 105 is equal to, pick whatever you want. Anybody want to pick one? Now, since we got A, let's pick that one. 180 over what? Sine of 48. Now, do you have to pick 80? Could you have picked 110 and sine of 27? Yes, you'll get the same answer. So I'm going to take 180 times the sine of 105 divided by the sine of 48. That's using algebra. And somebody give me that number.
234.
234 even?
Yes.
I got a little different. I got 228, but I could be wrong.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I got 228, but I'm probably wrong.
Okay, okay, you got 234, Pendleton got 234. Okay, Easley, what'd y'all get?
234.
234.
Y'all settle down, Easley. Just need to settle it down. 234 is the answer, I think. Question. Tony, you there? I can't see you. Where'd you go?
We're here.
Okay, the reason is, there we go. Thank you. It was showing the board. I guess the camera is turned around. I don't know. All right, so you've got 2 test questions in your notebook for the law of sines. Let's see if they give you another one, or we go to the. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we got the answers right.
So, was there any point in that northwest?
Northwest.
Because you could have just solved that problem without it.
What do you mean you solved it? How?
It's supposed to be a oral application. That's what the.
What were you saying?
Like the blue numbers, except for like the 110.
The blue numbers help you to figure out the green.
Yeah, you have to fill in the blanks. I'm trying to get there. Hold on a second. Is this dadgum there? What are you saying? You got to have the 48. The 42 gives you the 48. You got to have the 42 to get the 48. You got to have the 15 to get the 105. So what are you asking about the northwest? What do you think?
They already gave it to you.
No, it doesn't give you
In
the
the
green.
problem, it doesn't.
You have to figure out the green.
Yeah, you got to figure out the green. See, this is not here. See, they have it in here, but they don't give it to you.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what you figure. Yes, you'll see, when you see one of the homework problems, you'll see what I'm talking about. See, that's where they got the 27 and the 48. For any angle. I'm looking to see where this is going. Okay, you don't have to write this down, but it's just showing you some of the laws that go with a triangle. Okay, in other words, if A is shorter than B, okay, then chances are it's not solvable. That's the thing that we're showing you right here. I'm not gonna test you too much on this. They're just trying to show you some possible cases. So I would just make a note of this in your book, or y'all have a book, just make a note of it. I'm not going to test you on it, but it's showing you how this works, and it's showing you how you could have 2 possible answers here. On the bottom one, you could have, it's kind of like a parabola. When a parabola crosses, you don't have 2 x's. You don't have 1 x. You have what? 2 x's. 2 x's can give you the same y, right? Such as this angle right here could give you 2 distances. This is used a lot. I can actually, okay, let me give you an example of this right here in real world. When I go out to a piece of property and I know that there is a corner right here, let's say iron pin, and I know that the plat says 100 feet, 120 feet, whatever, 120 feet, there should be another pin. When I go out to the property, I will take the tape measure. This is when I just go out first time. And I'll take the tape measure and I will swing an arc of 100 feet. And take the metal detector and run across these lines right here. Okay? I could either find the pin over here, or I could find the pin where? Over here. I could find it anywhere. That's where this comes from. Okay? So these are just some real world applications or some laws that, just like this law. If I've got 100 feet right here, and I've got 120 feet right here, then chances are it's going to be a very small side because this side is close to this side, so it's going to have to be something like that. You see what I'm saying? They're just giving you some common sense things to look at when you're talking about vectors. When you're talking about law of signs. Okay? That's all this is. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that. Same thing here. If you have an obtuse angle, and this angle is close to this one, there's no way that this one's going to be able to reach this one. Okay? This angle is going to have to be longer to compensate for the obtuse angle. Again, just a little bit. Solve the triangle ABC. You don't even have any idea what it looks like. Okay? The B is what? 55 degrees. Okay? B, I'm trying to turn on my, it won't. Okay, so B is 55 degrees, and angle B, and I'm just going to put A, B, and C. That's what I usually do when I draw a picture. I read from left to right, and I put A, B, and C, and I do it in that form. Now, I know that angle B is 55 degrees. 55 looks like what? 55 looks like, well, that's 90. I mean, this would be 90 right here, so 55 is going to be what? It's going to be less than 90, right? So I'm going to draw a dot here, and then I'm going to go kind of like that. Okay, because I know that this angle is around 55 degrees. 55.4. Okay? Now, the reason you know that is because you know that this angle is what? What is that angle right there? That's 90. Everybody with me? Now, does it have to be picture perfect? No. No. Would it be? Don't just hear that? Would it behoove you to have a protractor doing your homework? Yes. Do you have to have a protractor? No. But it might, if you've got one laying around the house or in the potholder drawer or in your room, that you used in high school, you might want to use it. Side B, which is across from this angle, is 8.94. I don't really care about units at this point because what you're doing is you're making a picture out of nothing. Okay? And A, which is across from this angle, is what? 25.1. So now I go over here and I erase everything. I move this out of the way because now I'm going to draw a bigger picture. Okay, I've got A, B, C. This is A. I'm sorry. This is big A. This is little a is equal to 25.1. And I've got 55 degrees here. 55, 40. That's B. And then I've got B is equal to 8.94. So now, what am I going to find? Well, the first thing I'm going to find, I'm going to need to find angle A, right? Because I don't have angle A. I've got side A, so I can find angle A. I've got these two guys, so I can find side A first. And that's probably what you should do. So I'm going to take my handy-dandy eraser, and I'm going to erase this. What am I using this whole time? Two words. One starts with a B. One starts with a C. One starts with a T. What am I doing? C-R-I-T-I-C-A-L. Critical thinking is what this is. So some of y'all that can't spell mom backwards or make change, you might have a problem with it. All right, here we go. So I'm going to go, let's see, what do we do here? 8.94. 8.94 over sine of 5540. Sine of 5540 is equal to, okay, we need A. We got A, you got that side, that's 25.1 over sine of what? Sine of A. Crisscross. Okay, we're going to have 25, using our algebra, 25.1 times the sine of 5540 divided by 8.94 is equal to the sine of A. So what is this going to be? The inverse what? The inverse sine of all of that is going to equal A. I need somebody to make sure you're in degree mode. Go ahead and type in 5540 sine times 25 divided by 8.94, and then take the inverse sine of that. Somebody tell me what you get.
So it's inverse sine.
Times class over.
1235.
Okay. I'm going to try to get this problem done, because if you can do these three problems that we did today, you can do law of sines. Law of cosines, is it much different? No, look and chug. What does it say? Does it say error?
Yes.
Why? Because you can't have it. If you get an error when you do this, then you know that there's no such triangle. Now, why am I telling you that? Because sometimes you're not going to be given directions up here that says no such triangle. But if you get an error with an inverse sine and you've done everything correctly, that's the same thing as no solution in algebra. Capiche? Did they get it? Yeah, they're going to get an error probably. Yeah. Okay? And we all know that the sine, you know, it fluctuates between 1 and -1, so that's another reason you know it too. Okay? And that's the kind of angle you're going to get. Now, no, I wasn't able to draw it because I didn't know that this was not I didn't look at the direction, so I didn't know that. But what told me that, the error that you get, if you take the inverse sine of something and you did everything correct, then that means it cannot be done. Just like does not exist, and just like no solution. All right. Solve the triangle ABC. I'll help you set this one up. I know, don't go into convulsions yet, okay? I know it's 27. We're going to take 3 minutes and do this next problem. Set it up, and let's see what it looks like. 55.3. So that's 55. So we know that 45 looks about like that. So I'm going to call this 55.3 degrees, and that's angle A. And then side A will be over here somewhere. And B, so I'm going to call B, I'm going to say this is angle B. I don't know angle B, but B down here is equal to 24.9. Now I've got A and A, so angle A, I'm sorry, 22.8 over sine of 55.3 is equal to what? 24.9 over what?
Sine of B.
Sine of B, crisscross, use your algebra. So that's going to be 24.9 times the sine of 55.3 divided by 22.8 inverse sign, and somebody tell me if you come out with a comparable number. If you come out with a number, that means the triangle exists. Yep. Did y'all get 64 degrees? Yes or no? Okay, so either you're going to come out with an error, or you're going to come out with a number. If you come out with an error, no solution. If you come out with a number, then you can continue on and finish the rest of the problem. And on this one, should you fill in all the unknowns? Yes. The more practice, the better you are. Comprende? And there's your, I guess that's the answer right there. Okay? And you can have two possibles. You can have one out here, or you can have one, you see that is so frustrating. There. You can have a triangle out here, or you can have a triangle. What determines the third thing? You filling out all the what? You filling out all the missing parts, and it'll dictate what this angle is down here.
No, wait, how do you see the two triangles? How do you know?
Sorry, what?
I'm still not getting that.
I didn't understand you. What'd you ask?
So I'm not understanding. So what indicates to you that there is two triangles? How do you know that?
Well, you know that because 22.8 could fall on this side, or it could fall over here because of the angle makeup. You got to find out what C is. Damn it. Sorry. You got to find out what C is first. So remember when I said that you need to find all the angles and all the sides? That's why.
Yes. Okay.
Okay? Now, the person with LAD, you're going to get these wrong. Why? Because you're not filling out all the sides. You're just going to get one side, and you're going to think that's it. When you see the homework questions, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay? All right, let's quit on that one. That's the inverse sine. So everybody should be able to do tonight, since you didn't watch the video because of 15,000 excuses. You need to do 11.1 homework tonight. Capiche? All right, y'all get out of here, and I'll see y'all. Anybody that needs questions, stay after class. See you later.